right, so we'll call the order here at 6:10. And I think the first thing maybe we'll do is what you talked about. Julie has to leave at 6:30, so Amy and Julie are here with the Whately Community Garden, Whately Giving
The
Garden.
Whately Giving Garden, which at the last select board meeting was made into an official committee, which means that when we put in our time this coming year, we are not considered volunteers. And we can do it as part of her regular job, et cetera. I'm on the Whately Select Board. I'm Julie Wagner. And the Giving Garden is something that we started, Amy, Cindy Steiner, Erica Roper, the former Community Development Administrator, and Rusty Paulsgrove, also the former Community Development Administrator. We're trying to get somebody who would stick. Started this in response to federal food funding cuts and farming cuts. And we thought we wanted to try something that seemed sort of like the Victory Gardens of World War II. We wanted to encourage people to grow food crops at home in small quantities. And so we hit up Norse Farms, and we hit up Doug and a bunch of other local farmers, and Dave, and I want to thank you all for your support. For seedlings and for seeds, and then later in the year, we hit them up for produce. And everybody was really wonderful about contributing. And we started in May, we ran, do I have the dates? No. We ran for 10 weeks, starting in May, every other week at the transfer station. We gave everything away for free. People came and took seeds, they took seedlings, and later in the year, when they started producing crops, they brought them back and donated them for free. So people could come to the transfer station and be like, I don't have any money this week and I need a couple eggplant. So that's what we did.
And you were at the library too.
We were at the library for the first 2 weeks, and then we were at the transfer station because Stan Godomsky, I don't know if you all know him, and his wife Terry said, why don't you try the transfer station? It's got more traffic. So we did that, and it's been really successful. The library's been great about loaning us their tent, so we don't have to sit out in the hot sun or the rain. We set up tables and people just bring stuff, and it's a little scary every 2 weeks because we're like, we don't know what we have to give away. And then by, we start at 11 and we run until 2, and by about noon, we're kind of like, I hope we can give this all away.
Yeah.
Wow.
And it's been fantastic. We have a mailing list of 75 people. Most of whom have said, can I volunteer? Can I help? Can I in fact donate money? And we have not been able to accept money because we're a town organization. So we want to start again next year, do exactly the same thing, encourage people to grow at home. Initially, we thought we were going to do a community garden, probably here in back. And then as the year wore on, we all kind of looked around and went, it's really working to have people grow at home and just do a decentralized kind of thing rather than breaking ground and having fences and raised beds and people to come in and water and weed. Just, so what we want to do in coming years is to partner with Norse Farms, with any farmers who are interested, and we want to lean heavily on our mailing list of folks to produce stuff to give away. We want to partner with local schools to do educational programs about growing food, and with the senior center to provide educational programs there. We also want to be able to offer volunteer labor to folks who, because of age or some kind of disability, can't do their own gardens at home. We'll have waivers so that if anybody gets hurt, nobody's liable. Yeah, so that's what we're interested in doing. It was extremely successful. We were really happy with it. It's also just a community building exercise. People can come together and chat and not worry about what's going on everywhere else right now. We can protect and help our community. So any questions?
I have one question, brainstorming a little bit. I know you're talking about doing that community garden in somewhere.
Yeah,
somehow. And I was wondering about Yeah, and now Mike said you might be able to contribute compost,
yeah,
soil to that.
yeah.
What if you offered people the opportunity to have a small raised bed garden put up at their house?
Oh,
That would,
Oh,
I love that.
you.
I like that too.
Hello, Amy.
Who said that?
Hi.
4x8 or something like that.
Yeah,
Or somebody just had a small amount of space. It was just a thought.
and would you guys be able and willing to donate compost for stuff like that?
Yeah.
Alrighty. And you were ripping boards a while ago.
Yeah, I had some 2x8
So-
built last week, so they're stacked and stickered at my house if the need arises.
Okay. I think that that is a fantastic idea.
Okay.
May I say something?
Oh, please do.
So I love this idea, and part of this was also like for me, educating people who may have never had a garden before and had no idea what to do. That was my favorite part of it. And if we can get people, if we can get people to have a little garden in their yard, like I would 1,000,000% be willing to, if they would want me to, go to their space and show them how, to companion plant and things like that, and spacing and things like that.
Have you thought about winter meetings to educate these people?
Yes, we actually,
Yes.
Ellen and I had talked about maybe in January, we're gonna start having a couple of community meetings to ask for input from the community and also to educate people about what we're doing, get more volunteers, et cetera.
Did you say January?
Yeah,
Okay.
do you think that seems reasonable?
Oh, yeah, I just didn't catch. I thought-
Yeah.
One thing on the boxes, I think it'd be smart to just streamline. You can get a 4x8 box.
Yep.
Like they're all 4x8, 4x8
Yep.
box takes 1 yard of soil blend mix
Yeah,
to fill.
Yep.
And then you have the same volunteers, whoever's gonna build the box, like I'll bring the soil, all in one shot. It's like I can't dump it in the box.
yeah.
I get asked that question every time,
We gotta have.
but it's a dump truck, so it doesn't dump into stuff.
Yeah.
Right, yeah.
So yeah, you have to dump it on the ground, shovel it in.
Right, so
So
we need to,
It's labor intensive.
yeah, tarp and
Yeah.
wheelbarrow,
Yeah.
that kind of
Yeah.
thing. Yep. So that, we're not talking about doing 100 of them.
No.
Thing.
No, but it's just, yeah, if there's like
No.
two people who are building the box, they can just fill it and
Yeah.
then it's just
Yeah.
done.
If you drop a yard.
Yeah.
Everything,
Everything, supplies are there, it's ready to go.
right, yeah, well, that's.
Mm.
Yeah,
That's fantastic. I also just wanted to say out loud in front of you guys that some folks in the community have said to me, what about our hardworking farmers and aren't you undercutting them? And I was like, I think it would take a lot to undercut our hardworking farmers. But that is absolutely not the intention. The intention is to knit the rest of the community even more into the agriculture.
Yeah, I mean, you're trying to make gardeners
Yeah.
and
Exactly.
make people.
Yeah.
Orient towards. The things that they will see on farm stands in winter.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
And there's a big difference, I think, between growing some zucchini or tomatoes and as to the grade, as to acceptance for into the market.
Yeah,
There's a whole
Yeah.
different ball of wax and,
absolutely.
yeah, so
Things you would give away to your neighbors that you would not sell in the supermarket.
that you couldn't sell.
Like you couldn't.
Right,
yeah.
That's what you.
Yeah.
Totally.
Yeah.
Do you folks who are volunteering to donate stuff wanna like put a limit, like say, I can donate, 10 yards of compost, or I can donate however much lumber to make boxes, that way we can have people sign up for them
right,
and draw a lottery, something.
yeah. I'm trying, honestly, it might be, I mean. It doesn't, for me, providing the lumber, there doesn't need to be I don't think we're gonna come up against a limit,
Okay.
I can get some more 2x8s milled,
Okay.
if that's.
I can
Yes.
help build them too.
10 to 12 yards would be, yeah.
So that would be 10 or 12 4x8
Yeah.
boxes, that 8 inches, yeah. Okay,
Doug, I can help assemble them too.
okay.
All right. Where do I find contact information?
You can go to Bear Path's website or the
Okay,
Poplar Hills website.
You can, maybe you could just share all our emails.
yes.
Yeah, that works.
Would that be okay? Yeah, j.wagner@whately.org, send it all. And I have printouts of the little spiel I just gave to you, if anybody actually wants to take one home.
Yeah.
Yeah. And do you have any more questions, thoughts, or? Appreciate all the responses.
Yeah, thank you for spearheading that. That's been what a great thing to bring me.
It was so fun. Wasn't it fun, Amy?
It was amazing.
Yeah.
You committed an awful lot of time and you got together 10 times for over 4 or 5 hours each time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we had neighbors who helped, there were at least twice when I was on vacation and once when I was actually sick. And we had neighbors who pitched in. Ginger Selman pitched in a lot, Terry and Stan Gadomski pitched in a lot, Melanie Skrusky started pitching in toward the end. It was pretty amazing, just the community that got built, so.
Do you have any data on like how many pounds of stuff you gave away or how many?
Oh,
I know you
what
said
a
people
great
served or that might be cool for future years. you know,
Yeah.
To track.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
So to the winter meetings or for the information meetings to the gardeners. There's some just basic concepts on how to be successful with your pH, your nutrition and your watering.
Mostly, at least the first meeting and maybe the first two meetings will just be, hey, this is what we're doing.
Yeah.
And then we can start getting into educational stuff, but if anybody in this room wants to participate in educating people. In addition to Amy, we would gladly take it.
I
think
give it a
that
shot.
We've
For
got
us-
years of,
Probably good, resources too, either at Cornell or UMass Extension, you know.
Actually, you can just go to Bear Path's website and read as much as the human could possibly want to read about soil.
Fantastic. Okay, that's great. And we would love to have a rep from the Ag Commission on the Giving Garden. Committee, is anybody interested? Or do you guys want to discuss that with another time and get back to us?
I could be interested in it. When, how often are you meeting?
I'm expecting we'll meet. Amy, what do you think? Like once a month?
I like the bi-weekly
Bi-weekly?
meetings. Yeah,
We were doing Zoom twice a month.
Okay,
Would that work for you?
it might, yeah. Let's,
And your name
in
again?
the,
Eric,
Eric.
Devink.
Sorry, Amy?
in the winter, I mean, we might not have to meet that often, but once things start going, we will. I think.
Yeah. Mostly talking about, what we have, who we can contact, tasks that we need to do, and then what's happening during the swap that's coming up that coming weekend for the second one during everyone.
Well, that's great. Good.
Yay, all right, thank you very much for your time and attention.
Sure, now, okay, so that, we kind of covered that. I know we have another guest here and I don't know if you want to stick around for 6.5 more minutes, and Amy, if you want to stick around, just
Would love to.
think a little bit. This is, Teresa Carter from, remind me of the name of the organization.
Yep, it's actually Frontier Regional School District Farm to School Program.
Farm to School, okay,
Teresa. Carter.
Yeah,
so this is
Megan.
why I thought you should.
that's right, we talked earlier this
Yeah.
year, okay.
You had to give me permission to
Oh, right.
be working in this capacity as I'm also.
Yep.
School committee member.
Okay,
So Megan is a garden coordinator on our team, and then I am just kind of coordinator.
So by way of introduction, so we're, these folks are here, I've always thought maybe the Whately AgCom could kind of sponsor something at the school. I didn't ever really have an idea of what that would be. I've given it a little bit more thought, but you know, it might be something we could request funds to support something that's going on. I don't think any of the other towns in the district have an ag com.
We do, but we don't meet regularly.
Sunderland,
Sunderland,
okay,
correct, yeah.
yeah,
This is actually energizing the idea.
but, but it might be something that could be part of, you know, the board of schools as well. So, Teresa,
Well, actually, it's great timing too, because we just kind of are starting this program throughout the district. We have 5 schools, 4 elementary schools, and then middle high school. And we had our first meeting with Chrissy Curtin,
Yep.
Principal over at Whately Elementary. And she talked about the Ag Commission as a potential partner to do some kind of project with. And then they also have, and I'm sure, you're aware of this, Julie, the pollinator garden proposal.
Yeah.
Okay, so they have another group, landscape interaction.
Yep.
Yeah, that sounds right, okay. Who have made a proposal for a pollinator garden at the school. So that's like the first phase of the grant, and then they apply for the next phase, but that's like a couple years down the line. So anyway, we met with Chrissy, she was like, well, we've got, you know, energy around supporting gardens, supporting, you know, a whole host of things at the school. And so our thought was like, we can also, in our role, help serve as a kind of a bridge or a liaison to the school.
Mhm.
Since we're all kind of working on the same things. And you too, Julie.
Yeah,
There were several notes that I took. I was like, okay.
I'm gonna just give you my email address.
Yeah, that would be great.
Email me.
Yeah.
And we can start talking and,
Sounds great.
and I'll CC Amy
great.
when I get your emails. So they come off.
So the first thing we did with Whately, because last year we were part of we did the Mass Farm to School Institute. So it's kind of a mentorship grant. So there was a group of volunteers. So we had teachers, we had parents, we had, farmers, food service director, do this institute together and learn about farm to school programming, and how we can incorporate it in our schools. And so we started with 2 pilot schools, and that was Sunderland and Conway. And we started with the Harvest of the Month program. Has anyone ever heard of that?
no,
You have?
Yeah, my son's in Whately Elementary.
Oh, nice. We just
So-
started there.
What's that?
We just started last.
Yeah, he was telling me about it. Yeah, I love it.
I'm curious, how did you like it?
Oh, he liked it.
You like
Yeah.
it? Oh, good.
Yeah, I can't remember what they were having, the first one.
Tomatoes.
Corn,
Yeah.
tomatoes.
Tomatoes.
Familiar.
Have you ever seen it?
That's a tough one for a lot of kids.
There were 2 kids, who had never eaten a tomato before,
Wow.
and they tried it.
Wow.
They did not. But one of them was like, that wasn't as bad as I thought it was gonna be, and they tried it, and they were really proud of themselves when they tried it. So that's actually like a really big part of it.
Yeah,
Right.
Yeah, they tried it.
my wife's 34 and still tries it once a year.
Yeah.
Still doesn't like it.
They tried it.
Yeah,
Yeah, 1 year.
likes tomato sauce, just not tomato.
But you did 2 of them, correct?
So we do once a month,
Okay.
so we're gonna be there very soon again, and this one's gonna be a crowd pleaser, because it's hair.
Heard.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, so the Harvest of the Month has been a super fun way for us to get to the schools and introduce some local produce, and have kids try new things like this. So this last month it was tomatoes from Alice, corn. Remember where the corn was from? It was hyper local,
It was, I
and then the basil too. So it was like this little salsa with a corn chip.
That's right, yeah, that's what we talked about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's our food service director. He's like, well, if they don't like this, they'll like the corn chip.
Yeah.
So that's the.
Yeah.
yeah,
There's the hook. Yeah.
Yeah.
But what's great about it too is that after they taste it, they vote. We have a voting board that's
Yeah.
like it, love it, just tried it. And so they put the stickers on, and that, you know, is their way of voting for trying these new things. And then ideally that moves it onto the menu in the following year. So every year where we have this crop of the month, if they liked this particular recipe, it'll try to then show up on that menu for that month at least 3 times. So they're kind of informing their diet in a way and what they want to see, and also in a way try to connect with the local farms in the area that we're trying to have sort of maps and things and tools in place that they can kind of start to connect
Mhm.
those pieces a little bit more, you know, feel like all of, you know, obviously. Farmers who have kids have maybe a little bit more connection, but these kids that are driving by all these farm fields all around us. It's crazy that this connection isn't a little deeper at this point, so
Hmm.
that's a big part of the harvest of the month, I think, too. You know, that.
Yeah. It's been super fun. I remember we also had a kiddo, who was potatoes last year. And I can't remember his name, but his family farmed potatoes. And he sat at this table and he like told everyone how it works. They were into it, you know, and he felt so proud. So just a lot of good things out of this little piece.
And you said this program you're talking, this is the first year?
So that we did the pilot program in 2 of the schools last year.
Okay.
And this year we're rolling it out in all 5 schools. We're about to do Frontier,
Okay.
which is scary.
I find it terrifying.
Middle school, high school.
Yeah.
school.
Let's say you're gonna do both middle school and,
Yeah. Yeah.
What are they getting? Oh, parents.
Same,
Right,
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, ideally, all the
It'll
schools
be a
should have the
sweet
same.
kind of a bar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, who's providing the pairs? Curious, Clarkdale or something?
Well, this is a big part of it too, is the
Yeah.
procurement for the schools. It's really a tricky beast.
Yeah.
So what is happening right now, just for the tastings, is a lot of the purchasing is happening through Marty's local.
Yeah, there.
Because they were able to get a contract through them really easily. But this is also another piece that I feel like I want us to like collaborate on, figure out how we can make this easier for the schools. This is a big, as a farmer myself, I feel like this is a big part of why I wanna be a part of this, because I just don't feel like it should be that difficult. But it really truly is quite a thing to navigate for the food director to like hit all these notes, follow all these rules,
All the.
and then, you know,
they're not used to buying anything that way.
right.
They buy
And
everything
they
in
can't
box.
store it. That's a
Yeah.
big part
Yeah.
too. They can't like
Right.
buy in bulk
Yeah,
and store it.
buy for a few days and then.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah. So those are from a farm in New York State. It's not too far away, but it's still
Yeah,
It's
considered,
not California.
it's not California, it's not,
it's in the food shed.
it's
Right.
in the,
Yeah.
yeah, so it's definitely, we're taking baby steps.
Yeah, no,
And
that's-
defining local as that right now,
Yeah.
you know, we like the hyper local, but as we can. Right now, we're kind of a little bit wider up in that.
Right, so if Marty's is the source for the school, then Marty's can bring in from.
Yeah.
Quant in the future or in Clarkdale and local it up to the extent.
Right.
Yeah.
And they've been, I mean, so far, it seems like they've been really, they wanna make everybody happy, so like if we go to them and say, we really wanna work with this farm. They have been receptive to that, so I think we have, I mean. As a buyer, like we have some power.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, no, because, you know, I know I'm sure they would love to do more with the schools on a regular basis.
Apologize that I need. to
Oh,
leave.
no, thanks for coming.
Thank you.
One of the other things that I do is, improv comedy. So I'm going to a rehearsal.
Oh, I thought that's what this was.
I was just practicing. So, you know, if you're free on Saturday night and you wanna come out to Hadley, 1 Mill Valley Road, Happy Bear Valley Comedy, you guys need, that's right, and my teammates speak English. So, right on. Thank you for your attention.
All right, have fun.
Take care.
Yeah, take care.
So when we met with Chrissy, well, I guess it would be easier for me to back up a little bit. So we have this focus on the cafeteria, which is like the most, that makes the most sense, right? Farm to school, like we're getting produce from local farms, bringing it to the kids, which right now we have a great opportunity because, the school lunches are free. And so we're reaching more kids than we have before. So it's even more of an opportunity.
Mhm.
And then incorporating more scratch cooking. We're trying to offer some professional development for our leads in the kitchens. And just do as much as we can just to make those connections. But the farm to school program is more expansive, so it has the cafeteria component, and then we also have classroom and then community. And the classroom piece is the one that we've been working on a lot the last couple months. We've been meeting with teachers, we've been meeting with administrators, to try to get a sense of what is needed and wanted at the schools. And I just put the survey results of a meeting that we did with the Whately staff. And they were wonderful. We had 29 responses to the survey.
Wow.
And
And
I'll
that's
share,
just, within the school, that
This
was a
is the
bit
Whately.
broader.
yeah,
Really?
yeah.
Wow.
Just about like what their experience is, how they would use any like installations, like a vegetable garden or a pollinator garden or like maple sugar tapping, like, you know, honeybees, chickens, like any of those things, like how could those work at the school? And we got a lot of really good data, so I'd love to share that with you. I was gonna try to plug it in, but there's a lot of information in it.
Yeah, I think so, sharing that, then you guys can kind of work through it and
Sure.
Yeah.
get to if that's helpful or intriguing.
One thing I'll highlight is, a lot of folks had thought like offering an outdoor garden special. Like they have PE and they have music, like an actual garden special, integrating that as another. Yeah, that was something that folks were interested in. And then the second most popular was organizing field trips to farms.
Right.
I like that.
Which
That's
they
not
are
really
doing,
hard,
right?
Yeah,
We used to do that.
where did you used to go?
We went to Quant when we were in kindergarten, I think,
Mhm.
and I feel like one other one, but there wasn't. Maybe we did like a dairy farm.
I remember we went to Quam,
Do you remember going to Quant?
but not anywhere else. I don't remember
Yeah,
going anywhere
I
else,
think
but I
it
do
was just
remember that.
When, I think Don Skrosky did a lot more stuff.
Yeah.
We also did a lot of like other non-farm related activities they don't get to do now, which is sucks, but, I love that. I love that totally.
Yeah.
I always thought it'd be really neat.
Yeah, that was
Like,
actually
yeah.
one of the things that I wrote down was like, you know, maybe you could organize a tour to hit free farms in town. You know,
They
maybe.
did some maple farm too.
Mhm.
So they do that in the
Yeah.
season.
Okay, so that would be like.
Yeah, I think they go to Keith Bardwell's, right?
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Right.
Maple or Brookledge,
I love that.
Ledge Brook or somewhere.
They enjoyed it a lot.
Sure.
I mean, kids actually love that.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Sure.
it's a field trip.
Right, right.
Yeah.
And I think the biggest, or the hardest part about this, that for the school is the transportation costs and trying to
Right,
like
yeah.
move the students, so that's a key stuff on there in that, but yeah, I think.
What if it was just like one class, you know what I mean? Just like this thing was just like the fifth grade class.
Yeah.
What-
Yeah, I think they still have to have a school bus.
Yeah.
Sure, yeah,
And so that, I think that works, but then I think it's also like, how many kids can we potentially?
yeah, they wanna max out.
Right,
Yeah.
Gotcha. Yeah.
Well, and I mean, in my experience at Sunderland, I'm trying to do a walking field trip to Thomas Farm. And I put it out to all the teachers and every single grade is like, we're in, we wanna go. So it's like,
Love it.
yeah, like how do you?
How do you do
advertise
that? How do you coordinate that?
Yeah, and I'm like, oh, great.
Here we go.
Well. So, yeah, really great ideas, and I think a really great place for students to see, smell, feel, you know, the whole thing.
The way they go to. Yeah, so many people like goats and.
Yeah.
especially in the spring, right?
Oh, yeah.
Which one is that?
It's a goat farm down, after I'm spacing on the road, but it's definitely, what is it, like a mile from the Sunderland school?
Yeah,
Oh, so it's in Sun.
Yeah,
yeah.
Okay,
and they do,
It's basically behind all the apartments.
The name is right on the
Like
tip of
there.
my tongue.
okay.
oh,
Yeah.
good name.
The
Oh,
woman is on the board with me of,
Oh, yeah, Lori.
sorry,
Lori.
Lori, yeah, thank you. Couldn't think of it.
so that, I mean, that's something that we can kind of throw around together too at some point, just different options for field trips.
Yep.
And the one thing I wanted to share too from the survey, when we went through possible ideas, the biggest thing that folks wanted, I think 78%, almost 80% of the staff wanted a bigger vegetable or herb garden
Yeah, yeah.
at the school.
Yeah, that was one of those things, well, my kids are in the high, well, my daughter's off at college, but, you know, they love to, I mean, the thing is, my kids were pretty exposed to it anyway. And I think they liked sharing sort of their expertise with the kids that didn't
Mhm.
have it, you know? But then there's sort of the issue of summer maintenance, you know? And then, you know, and after 2 months, it could look a little ragged no matter
Yeah.
how hard. So it's almost kind of like it's a tear down.
Yeah.
And get the fall garden going. And,
Yeah, definitely. I think that that's a big piece that we wanna unlock in this, especially as a, you know, as a garden coordinator, I think that there has to be, and hearing about this community, like this community garden, giving garden. It sounds like there's some people that are really interested in investing. Ideally, what we can work towards and build towards is having people in place that are gonna maintain.
Yeah, have some volunteers.
Or have programming in the summer where students are involved in that.
right.
Or summer program, like the kids already summer school or summer programs through the school. I'm not exactly sure if it's at the school, but that could be an option.
Yeah.
Put that in, plug that in with like a, you know, they're going to summer school anyway.
Right.
Yeah, I think that's a big part of our role is to help set up systems and structures that are gonna make it easy for it to continue.
Right.
Because we know 100% like the teachers are doing everything that they can and more.
Mhm.
So like one of our goals is to make sure that we're not adding.
They don't wanna read on the weekends.
They don't wanna read on the,
Yeah.
turns out,
Well, not at the school, maybe at their own.
I don't even think, no.
Yeah,
Um,
But you know, even as she was talking about a giving garden, I was kind of like, what a great opportunity for students to like have that and.
Yeah.
Share in that experience. So I think that that's huge.
And it would really, it could happen very easily with the garden space. We rehabbed one at Deerfield Elementary, a small garden. And it was just like, we had a little bit of extra money and let's get this fixed up.
Hmm.
And we put it together and planted tomatoes and herbs and zucchini and there's not programming in it yet, which was a bummer. We wanted to get it started and it's been a really nice introduction to the school. Like we've been bringing the produce to events and stuff, but we had so much. And so, I mean, we would bring, you know, huge things of tomatoes to every single meeting that we went to.
Right.
They were like,
Yeah.
tone it down. But it would have been amazing to be able to contribute to the giving garden.
Sure, yeah. Well,
Yeah, that's cool part.
I think, now we know.
So that's kind of what we're doing. The community piece, I mean, this is kind of part of the community piece, like working with folks like you, making those connections, and then also helping to support some of the food insecurity efforts that are happening. I know the kids like a mini march for the food bank.
Mhm.
So we want to try to support that. Yeah, and then plug into events where we can. We've been trying to do that more and more. We just had a big tent at the Festival of the Hills in Conway. Which was really fun. We did a Harvest of the Month tasting with the whole community and made 650 mini pumpkin cupcakes.
Nobody was putting their didn't like a sticker on that.
Very few. But yeah. But do you have any questions for us?
Yeah, I mean, I think there's a lot of alignment. Certainly with what Amy and Julie and company are doing, and I think, you know, I don't know all the limits of what we can. You know, we can't spend money on just anything we want. There's some parameters and I don't know to what extent.
Yeah.
That applies, if I can find that out. And, you know, we have to request funds like forever before they're available, you know?
Right.
yeah.
And that's actually coming up. That's in mid-December that those requests have to be made and then they're available, I think, after July 1st. Year. But, you know, if there were somebody could hammer something out, you know, I don't even know that it would have to be that specific. We might be able to request some money to support a program with you at the school.
Yeah.
And,
I mean, there's even the, you know, they're working on the pollinator garden and that's a few years out, but they're hoping to have that plan for what they want to build by the end of this year. I think on October 25th, they're doing a walkthrough on the school site. And they're gonna leave a space for the vegetable garden, but it's unclear at this point how much they're gonna invest into the building of that. So compost is huge. Like building the garden in that space is something that could land in our board, as we watch that unfold a little bit more. And so that could be a huge way too, just resources to make that possible. And
Sure.
Do you know where that garden's gonna be?
not yet. I mean, it's in the courtyard area.
Okay.
I know that, but I don't know exactly. He
Oh.
promised that it would be in the sunniest spot possible.
It's save us the spot, please.
Yeah, so that's as I understand it right
Cool.
now.
Is
And-
the property of the school, I don't know the footprint, it's basically just it's outlined by the trees, or do they own behind
They
it?
have a pretty big campus. I don't, I think it's across from the
That
parking
field.
area. There's a big field across the way, but I'm like,
Yeah.
oh, that's a nice spot.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, there was a garden there were some picnic tables over by the playground, I remember. I mean, it was pretty small.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
it used to be the preschool kindergarten.
Yeah, maybe,
So,
Oh, is it? Okay.
Yeah, they don't really, I don't know, do they use that whole field? It used to be the soccer field, but maybe they do for gym class outside now.
that's once in a while, thank you.
It is big. Yeah, and so. I mean, it's trying to figure out if they were planning, so you guys are saying they might be still planning animals, possibly chickens, possibly,
there is a big interest there.
yeah.
For us, I feel like that's maybe
Over
further reach.
Right.
For us to try to coordinate that, but there is interest, very cool, yeah. Yeah, I mean, we are, we moved as a group, we kind of moved into this. With no payment, I mean, it was just like our interest and excitement and wanting to do this. And Teresa's an amazing grant writer, so she has awarded us some money to like pay for these positions. But it's still kind of like year by year. So we would like very much to make these big steps, but we're also just trying to make sure we can accomplish some smaller goals and make it look good for more grant writing and stuff like that. too.
Sure.
But I feel like we can share in what we're planning to do with you guys, and if there's space and places that feel like there's ideas for contributing and supporting each other and wherever it's headed, that could be a step that we make for sure.
Sure. All right, well,
And I can let you know what I find out about the garden at the walkthrough. I don't know if anybody else is planning to be there, but I think it's open to.
I think I stopped getting the notification that those meetings were happening. I meant to ask Julie, and then I forgot, but like, what, is that over? Like, was
I
that
have-
resolved without me, which is, I'm fine, but.
I have on my calendar anyway, October 25th for the school
Yeah.
walkthrough.
Okay.
So I can also email that and share the time for that,
Oh, yeah.
but maybe they'll send another email reminder on that.
Yeah.
Here's the flyers.
Right,
Oh, that's coming up.
yeah,
I don't know. I mean, and if you might go through the survey results and something might pop out at you too, where
Yeah.
you're like, actually, we would love to focus on this and
Right.
support you. And maybe it's an expertise, like maybe it's through mentorship or apprenticeship. I mean, we could really just be creative in how we think about partnerships and.
Okay. Well, why don't we all review the survey? I guess, and
Yep.
maybe we can come to the meeting next month, maybe prepared to try to focus on one or two or three things. We'll just-
Do you know what time that walkthrough is?
I can look at my
I
calendar.
didn't see, I didn't figure that out. My planner,
You do?
my paper planner.
Very nice. I have,
Let's see if we can get it first. Hold on. This is like a
3 to 5,
darn it.
sorry. Come on, busy plan.
3 to 3:45.
3 to 3.
I was gonna say, that's quite a bit of time for them.
Say 3 to 5.
I'll edit that.
I mean, even
Sorry.
45 minutes. Long.
They want a lot of input. 3 to 3:45, sorry about that. Great.
Perfect.
Okay.
I'm just a garden board.
Well, thank you for coming. You're welcome to stick around. I think we're gonna do something exciting next, like maybe improve the minutes from April. I just wanted to.
I think it should be enough.
Thank you guys for this time to.
Yeah.
Thank you for coming.
Really appreciate it.
It sounds like you're doing some cool things here.
Keep up the good work.
Thank you. Well, I'm curious to see what your son will think of October.
Yeah, well, I'm sure he'll look.
Is it just straight pears or you got?
Oh, no.
Sure, it'll be.
Pears with chocolate syrup. on it.
Yeah.
You know, yeah.
Tell him.
Well, that's neat. All right, so I just wanted to kind of focus on the people who would come to. Get visit so they could split. Has anyone had a chance to read through the minutes?
Look, fine.
Look, yeah.
Yeah.
All right, then I will move that we accept the minutes as written.
So
In a second,
Second.
all right, and everybody is in favor of that, yes?
Aye.
Unanimous, all right, minutes are done, what else we got here, so I have meet Jen Scruggs. This is Jen.
Yeah.
I was actually talking to Judy Markland, trying to brainstorm someone that we might invite to attend an AgCom meeting or two and maybe decide to become a member. And we both said, what about Jen Scruggs? I drove up to their place and I saw my favorite farm sign ever. That I hope you will merch this hard, but it says that just, you know, on a very plain piece of wood painted in white letters,
Oh.
Scott Farm, 17 question mark, question mark. Anyway,
I had made that for the tractor parade. My uncle Donald drove the tractor and I wanted to put our sign on there, but we never figured out. We were established, so.
It's perfect.
Yeah, I love it.
Quick and dirty right before we left with that.
yeah, anyway, that's
Thanks.
great. So this is kind of like what we do and, you know, be happy to, we currently have 6 members on a 7. Very happy to have you jump in if you
Yeah,
feel like it's something you want to do.
I hope if there's a way I can be of service and help, I'd love to do it. So it's once a month
It's once a month right now until May.
and then, right, we're every day.
Yeah, and then, you know, there are times that we will have a meeting more frequently than that if we're working on something, trying to get something done before a deadline, that kind of thing. An APR, I think we met
Right.
with greater frequency, once maybe. So, you know, it takes, you guys kind of went through the ritual initiation more recently than I do. You have to get what, sworn in? You've got to,
It's pretty straightforward, yeah, it's just,
straightforward.
but yeah,
You gotta read the
you have to do your,
the paperwork.
they're not actually saying what you have. to do.
Yeah, you have to do the,
Thing,
Yeah.
you know, that's the other thing. No,
it's not sexual harassment, it's the other one.
No, it's to make sure you're,
Ethics.
ethics,
Ethics.
yes, make sure you're an ethical person.
Yeah, you have to take like this offline ethical thing.
Do a background check.
Do an oath in
Yeah,
front of them. You can't do it.
Every single.
Yeah, it's.
Yeah, you can't fail it.
Keep on answering until you get the right question.
Yeah.
Try again, try again.
Yeah, if I have something to offer, I'd love to be able to offer. I mean, I feel like I owe the town something at this point in my life, probably. I don't know.
Okay, well,
If I have something else.
It's a good committee. It's interesting.
it's where we are not, we don't make any rules. Other town, you know, we can do
Okay.
these small things, you know, we might be asked for. An ag perspective on an issue that the town is addressing. That sort of thing, but it's not, you know, it's not like hard nail biting. Stuff. It's also, I think it serves as kind of a good introduction to, you know, other participation in other town.
Mhm.
You know, this is like the minor leagues, you know. So it, you know, it's good to come down here, get some at bats maybe before you run for select, do this select board, so.
Yeah, I just,
so I think it might be interesting to know that we're the advisory on the selectmen, so
okay,
we don't have any voting power or anything, but like Doug says, there's questions that come up, they might ask for our opinion,
Mhm.
and particularly on APRs. We haven't had any really much lately, but that was a big thing. My early tenure of being on this, and, but. Anyway, it's,
Yeah, no, it's important that they have the perspective of people who are making a living on the land here, like, who've been around for a long time, and maybe they've just moved it, like, I know one of my neighbors on, I think he's a selectman.
like we had the one guy up in Center Whately who had a rooster. And the next door neighbor didn't really appreciate the rooster.
Yeah,
But they said, well, we're farmers, and so,
yeah,
so where's your document where you filed for your income tax that indicates that you're a farmer, you know, kind of thing, but,
mm,
well, someone buys my hay and I have this one rooster, it was a pain in the ass, so, to my neighbor.
of course they have.
So, but
Yeah, people are moving here from places completely unlike
Without
the
a clue.
rural
whatever.
community,
Yeah.
so. Yeah, I think it's really important that, they get where they're moving into and. That, especially, you know, farmers still have, and hopefully. It's not a dying way of life like it feels like it is sometimes. And, I guess. Since my family has been here for a long, long time, I definitely feel like extra, responsibility towards. The town staying as much agriculturally involved as it can be. And not just building houses everywhere, you know, cause people. More lucrative or whatever. So yeah, I guess that's my perspective. I feel very, emotionally attached to this town, so.
Good.
I hope I can be of service.
Oh, you already have, so. I'll ask the select board will appoint you, and you can go.
Oh, it's just like that.
Yeah, oh, yeah, that's all it is. I mean, yeah, you'll have to get sworn in, you'll end up. I guess Amy jumped off, but, Amy, yeah, you just start with Amy. You'll give an email address and you'll be walked through the process. No real crush of a timetable, but.
Yeah, they dig through a drawer, find some little piece of paper, read you the stuff and you,
Yeah.
Yes, I do, okay,
yeah, it's pretty straightforward.
Yeah. All right,
well, great.
great, good, all right. What's next here?
Is Bill over there still on the,
Yeah, I emailed him, he was on every email,
okay, oh yeah, I didn't even think to look.
yeah, but he didn't tell me he wasn't coming, and in the past, when he doesn't come, he usually tells me. So I guess maybe, I don't know how often he checks his email or how important email is to him at this point, but, maybe I'll have to tune into giving him a call too.
If I see him, I haven't seen him in a while. So.
Yeah, I haven't seen him much either.
No, he's
I don't
it's on the side, what's that?
Is he all retired from your business or?
Oh, yeah, he's
Yeah.
long gone.
I didn't even see him do anything with his peaches this year.
No,
Yeah, he said he had a crop.
But
he never put up his road, he always puts the roadside
Oh, I don't know.
up for the peaches, didn't do that.
Okay,
Um,
well, he hasn't
so-
been feeling all that well,
Yeah,
some
that's,
degrees as well, so.
that's what I was
Yeah, I
wondering.
think, yeah.
I saw him out shoveling stuff up off the ground in the loader bucket though, so he must have been feeling all
Right,
right.
that-
That was like a week, but
All right, well,
But your message today was a very helpful reminder to me because, and if he didn't catch it like I did, then he
Yeah,
might not have known.
okay,
Might not be
Because
on
that
his
was-
radar.
That reminded me a heads up that something was on for tonight, so.
okay, but you didn't see any communication before that email today?
I get your regular emails.
Okay.
Whether I didn't get it on the calendar or
Okay,
something,
okay.
because I'm senile, so. So, anyway,
All right, well, okay, we'll keep on with the reminders. It's good, and maybe I should just review.
if I see Bill, I'll just,
Right.
yeah, I'll just ask him, but
Okay.
Yeah.
Alright, cause I,
Like Dave's easy, I see him twice a week, but.
yeah,
Always on Tuesday.
Yeah, always on Tuesday, yeah, not always on Saturday, true. Always on Tuesdays.
okay, well, good. So, you know, maybe we should, I wanna talk just briefly about an APR that's in process and is going smoothly, but maybe we should talk about Dave's road sign here and clean that up. I feel bad we didn't get this done in at the end of spring last year. So Dave, Chimook's been working on a right to farm road sign for the town of Whately. We got $1,000 budgeted.
I guess this is a vinyl copy, and she's got it marked with colors. I keep wanting to get a call.
Okay. So we have Welcome to Whately, a right to farm community. The milk bottle, a tractor.
There's your number.
Yeah, we're going now, right here.
Okay.
Who did the art?
Up there, but this is gonna be different. Cause we didn't have that.
Right, right,
On the original one.
right.
They
So
would've
that's
said
all the
this.
revision.
Yeah,
Don't quote me.
wanted to
But I
to bring out the, cause the milk bottle is gonna be white, kind of, yeah, and a background
Yeah,
color.
looks like you.
Oh,
I'm not gonna tell you.
This is all- Yeah,
That's actually.
Right.
That's kind of what it should look like, a backdrop color, there's two of them there.
Oh, we got a
color
color
right here. Just to show the milk bottle.
Okay, and they can get that, so what kind of detail are they gonna get
Yeah.
into the?
This can't be
Prints.
I don't know, that's why I go up there and talk to them, you know.
Okay,
That was
I
copy.
got $200.
Oh, yeah.
Original
Oh,
color.
it's our Bailey.
yeah,
And we got the artwork, now I guess it's color.
okay,
Good, no?
okay.
It's, she just, you know, that won't be like, some kind of color in the background.
Okay, so this is just to show that there will be color in the background
To show.
that'll make the white milk bottles.
So this is not the official,
I don't think so.
okay,
That's because it's copyright there, because that's not her drawing on the tractor.
right,
That's a picture,
right,
but on the,
But it'll be pretty similar.
yeah, on the, this tells the colors.
Make a fresh thing and then it's not copyrighted
Right.
anymore.
Yeah.
In order for it to be approved though by the select board, it has to be completely done, so we can't submit it and say red is gonna be here. It has to be 100% finished, when I talk to.
Yes, yes.
So,
No, it has.
whatever it's gonna take, if we
It's-
gotta make some fake images or
Yeah.
if she needs to color in with pencil,
You know what we need though
She's got the
is
marking of the colors.
it has to be filled in, like.
we
has to be
have to
red.
have the proof that's going to the print shop.
Yes, yeah, the
Okay.
final proof.
That's what the select board
Because
has.
otherwise they'll approve this and then the red becomes magenta or it becomes, you know, a different color red and then it's up in orange. It's gotta,
So these are the next steps. I guess I move that we accept. When we didn't finish it, I was only concerned about what I thought was an awkward grammar in the sign. I think it's perfect. And I think the art's great.
Yeah.
So I move we accept
oh, you got.
what Dave's got here as the final version.
Second.
All in favor?
I,
Okay, sounds unanimous to me. So the next things that have to happen are we have to get the proof finalized and get that to the select board. And now the sign company won't want to do the artwork. They won't do the artwork until they've been paid, right? Or is that part of
It was a percentage. They just do it, I can't remember. the quote.
It was around $200 for the artwork, right?
You're right, 200, I think originally. Well, of course, they gave a quote with poles and everything, originally it was gonna be for like 4 signs or 5 signs, it was like $1,600, that's for everything.
Yeah.
We don't beat poles. That was from carriage poles and everything.
Right,
And we
right.
brought
But
it
we-
down.
I think we whittled it down so that we figured we
We
could
have 3 signs, I think 3 signs in the artwork.
it's like 900.
Yeah, around $950.
Right.
Right, and I talked to him about it, he said, you know, we don't have all that money to do like 5 signs, if we could do it 3 this year and 2 next year.
Right.
That was fine.
Yeah, yeah, and they
Yeah,
don't,
when they have the artwork.
yeah, they'll have the artwork,
Yeah.
yeah. Okay, well,
So if they, usually like when you get something made, at least like shirts, anything, they're gonna email you a final proof. Yeah, so then you can just shoot that to.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So what we,
So
that we
like-
need is the final proof. Or the proof for the print, from the printing company. We also need to know where the signs are gonna go. The select board has to approve that as well. And I'm sure they're gonna want that to be coordinated through the highway department. So they agree that those are good places for the signs. But did anyone give any thought to like where some ideal places for those signs would be? I mean, if we're gonna do 3, it might be good to have like 5 locations that we like.
Yeah,
Yeah, and then they.
I think 2 of them should probably go on each end of River Road. It's probably the most traveled farm road in the whole town.
Yeah. I was thinking it might be good to get one near the school.
Yeah.
Or near the transfer station.
Yeah, maybe right before you go over the highway. Somewhere there, as you turn off at 5 and 10.
But River Road is like, yeah, I mean, it's. And then, I mean, I know you said Haydenville Road, it'd be nice to have one there.
Yeah, coming in from,
This finger. There's a lot of traffic there.
you Conway Road too, but that's pretty quiet up there, yeah.
Yeah.
I think Hayden.
I mean, I think, are we thinking of having them, making more signs next year?
Yeah,
So it's kind of not a,
yeah.
eventually everyone will get a sign in,
Yeah.
Westlake and.
Right, okay, and I mean, I know even like Jimmy Galanka, we can't put anything on Route 5,
I
on
know.
state road. But Jimmy Galanka was like, wow, I'll just put one on my farm stand, let me know what they cost.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um. Anyway, so we can look into, how kosher that is too.
Yeah, if they're like $100, we can put one on Poplar Hill,
Yeah,
instead of just
Yeah.
pay for one and
Put all over.
Yeah.
Put one in my backyard.
Yeah, right.
And I will get something in the scoop that explains what the right to farm means.
I was just gonna
Yeah.
say, would there be a benefit to putting like maybe a link somewhere on the sign so people can understand, like.
Like a QR code or something.
And it would be sort of too small when you're seeing it in a car, but since there's a,
If you buy a house in Whately now, you're supposed to get a thing,
Yeah.
a right to farm. Agenda on your, telling you this is a right to farm community, so you had to expect if you're coming here to buy a house, this is what you're gonna give.
I didn't know.
So there's no.
I didn't get that. I didn't get that either.
It's supposed to, it was always in the,
House is a homestead.
we call, when he did the town report, it was.
Everyone does it.
Oh,
okay. And,
Remember John Devine, we were doing it when Johnny was here,
Yeah,
we were putting it in, he was putting that in the town report
okay.
from there. You're supposed to get some, notifying. Given, this is
Definitely
the
think
right
writing
farm
something in the
community.
scoop makes a lot of
Yeah.
sense.
You gotta expect certain things, cause you gotta worry about,
Yeah,
tobacco racks going down the road, so you can't pass going 100 miles an hour, that kind of stuff.
right. Watch out for
Whatever
the
means-
road, we don't have all the roadkill cucumbers that we used to have when the place shut.
Maybe we can put something up at the transfer station, like a pamphlet or something, people could pick up.
Yeah, actually, absolutely, in fact.
You could put those pamphlets and maybe something.
I mean, maybe we could.
Or something on there,
Some of the space on the very back,
Yeah, like what does it mean to be in a right to farm community? Just a little blurb on there.
Yeah. All right, yeah, and I mean, the town report is fine, but I wonder how many people really.
Yeah, now.
I've never seen it. I've never read it once.
Yeah,
Before they used to print it and.
I do scan the
stuff
scoop.
at your house.
right,
Now it's all on computer.
right, well, I guess maybe it's just something we could try to, remind ourselves when we do have some bit of outreach to the community, even, through the school, there's an opportunity to tell kids what it means to be a right to farm. Right.
Mhm.
Okay, so we need, like I say, one way or another, and we should try to get this done before the next meeting. We should get with the highway department. Decide really where we want the signs, and then we need the proof, so. What do you think, Dave? Where are the signs? Where do you think the sign should be?
I don't know, I guess it's up to you people.
Well,
You know, Keith was easy, you know, he said, we'll put on these poles, this is a new guy now, I don't know.
Yeah, it'd be easy.
I haven't met.
Seems like.
Yeah,
a
it's
nice guy.
Garrett Berry, yeah,
Oh, okay.
yeah,
Well, Mike, maybe you should talk to him, where you gonna put the signs?
yeah,
We found one, we figured them out, you know?
yeah.
I think having
Garrett?
like 5 options for him. And
Yeah,
then let them
Then,
do
we'll-
it.
then if we get 3, then if we get 2 more, we're already, we're all,
Right,
just
yeah.
gonna put them there.
Yeah, we'll know where we're going in the future. So do you guys wanna jump on that and talk to the highway department?
Yeah, I can talk to him, it's.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, tell them, Keith originally thought we could put them on existing signs.
Yeah, I'm
We
assuming,
might have to put them someplace else on River Road, maybe have to get all.
yeah,
Our part, you know.
I think you put them right on speed limit sign, or what, you know.
Yeah, something like that.
Most other towns, they're,
Yeah, they just put them on the,
Yeah.
you know, what might work too is that, you know, could one go instead of on the street, could one go on the road down to the elementary school, like on one of the light poles?
yeah,
I wonder, and then you're not limited in visibility to,
Like as you turn towards the school.
well, the school's road.
Yeah,
driveway.
Yeah, fair
yeah,
enough.
then everyone who goes in and out sees it every time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you don't see it from the road necessarily.
Yeah, that's okay.
Yeah, and there's no reason they couldn't get moved around either.
Now, if I go up the hall hill there to do the artwork, he probably wants money. That's the thing, you know, like he's gonna do it for free, you know,
You think?
yeah.
All right.
You know, that's the only question I think.
Okay.
Is it $200? Or what is it?
We don't know exactly
It was
at
around
this
two
point,
hundred dollars,
because,
if you have the original quote.
yeah, I didn't have it with me,
It
but
was.
you know what,
170.
270?
170.
170, okay. Let me, I don't have a pencil with me.
There you go.
I just gotta, so maybe let me talk to Peter.
Okay.
About how to handle that.
Yeah, you know, talk about the, you know, because originally they didn't care if this needed so much money down and then pay after, you know.
Right.
But we originally talked about, we'll pay the whole, once we get it, to pay the whole bill.
Right. Well, can you call up there and see if they would do the art before they got paid? You know, if they would make the proof for us, so that the select board can review it before they got paid?
I can call.
Okay, just go ahead and call me.
Yeah,
They might even
you know.
put like a watermark on it or something.
Right,
And
they
be
make
like,
it
once it's
unusable.
paid, we'll pull the watermark off.
Right.
so I'll probably, you know, I'll bring that, I'll have to, or maybe I'll go take it up, right up there next year or so. Cause they all have all the colors right there. you know,
Yeah.
And I'll bring the show what we're doing and.
Right, and we've introduced, I think, color now, so that can impact what the printing costs are gonna be and stuff like
Yeah,
that.
I'll see, you know, talk.
Okay, I'll catch up with the end of the week then.
I mean, if they want the money, we have to wait, I could always. Go, like, checking.
I think that would get really complicated, trying to get reimbursed for that. So
If
let
they
me,
say we gotta wait for, they want money up front, then we'll have to do something.
well, I mean, if I think there may be, if they need the money up front, there's probably a way to show the select board. Look, we're really close on the artwork, the money's budgeted, we're committed to the project.
Right.
We can get you the final proof, but we gotta free up $170 or $200 to get that for you.
Yeah.
And so, you know, I mean, there's a way to have that.
All right, I'll talk to them if they maybe they'll agree to that.
Yeah, well, and let me talk to Peter, cause maybe
Yeah,
he's just
just all
gonna say,
you,
yeah,
you know,
that's fine.
If you
or-
find out then about the money, then I can go up there.
Yeah,
now.
yeah, all right, let me talk to Peter tomorrow and then I'll get in touch.
Yeah, this way I can tell them, I mean, they know about it, they got the original copy with what, the only thing we didn't have, welcome to Whately on it, and they. You know, already talked to the person, so, I mean, we're not the first town we dealt with.
Right, just they're familiar with the process and they do other municipal work too, so
Yeah.
it's no surprises. All right, cool, So we know what we need to do next on that. The last thing I've got really is, we do have an active APR, in process. And, I don't know. So this is the land across from Hurley. Field, Mark Olszewski. You know him?
And Ralph Oshesky's house right there.
Yeah,
Yes,
Ralph.
We talked about
I
to their.
think so, yeah.
Right, Ralph, so, and it creates, Ralph, lived in the Green Ranch. Right across from the ball field. And always wanted the land to be preserved, never did it himself, so his son Mark is doing this. And. It's all been surveyed, I know it's in process, they've accepted the offer.
How many acres is it?
I was just looking for that. 31, a little over 31.
Uh-huh.
And it's contiguous with two other pretty large preserved pieces of land, so. It
That's
makes,
very conducive.
yeah, yeah, and I don't know exactly. What the dollars were.
Is anything holding it up? Or is it just? doing
No,
its thing?
it's just a very slow process, and I'm
okay.
sure. The money, the way money is flowing, especially in government's very efficient. Yeah,
It's very efficient.
very efficient, and I think some of the federal funding is getting a little sticky and.
Yeah.
And it's state, it's a state program. But a lot of the source of the money is federal, so. And it's not a distressed situation. They don't really care about how long it takes. They just wanna see the land preserved.
Yeah,
So because we're a right to farm community, the town's contribution to funding the APR is only 5%.
right.
Of the total amount, and some towns, it's as much as 20%, they need to come up with 20% of the difference in value. So, I think it was $11,000 was 5%. So they must be talking about 220. Round numbers. And they are, I've been advising Mark to seek that money from the CPC, which is the proper way that the town likes to fund APRs. And I've encouraged him, I gave him the application, I've encouraged him to make this cycle, which is December, December 12th or something like that, CPC applications are due. And I believe he'll do that. He thought it might be more appropriate to do next year, he was gonna talk to his sister. And we're just staying informed.
Okay,
Well, that's proceeding one way or another. And I know.
Yep.
We had talked, were you kind of prepared?
So I haven't had a chance of, the battery storage thing is really sucking up a lot
Oh
of
my
time
gosh, yeah.
and brain power and patience, but, basically, I figured I would just give you the overview and like, it's not something that's an emergency, but there's been a lot of attention brought to Simmer's Creamery isn't a farm stand, they're just serving ice cream and food. And that's not,
In a place that's zoned ag res.
Right. like, they're supposed to be selling.
Primarily produce.
Right.
That they grow.
And, yeah, and even if they were selling some or a little bit, I think people would just look the other way. I don't know that people are complaining, like, I think it was more of like, should this be on our radar?
Yeah,
And the planning board wants the ag committee's opinion on the matter of what to do about it. The first thing that went through my brain is, if you push that on them, does that hurt someone who's right down the street, John Byszewski and,
Fran Sobieski.
Sobieski's, right, so, you have two other, I know he's more of berries but they also have produce and,
It's traffic
So-
on the street,
right.
I
Right.
mean.
Like, what was the first thing we said to each other? Like, it's already hard enough to be a farmer, like, do we really need to?
He was selling produce there.
They were when Teddy was running, young Teddy was running it when it first became Simmer's Creamery. Something happened and he's not running it, the uncles are. And there's, last I knew, there was nothing in that right side, there's no, like he used to have strawberries and just random things in there, there's nothing in there.
They used to have everything.
So,
And
I
I
don't,
mean, when it was the 5J Creamy, I mean, it was a pretty active farm stand.
right,
You know.
right. And again, even if they like, to me, like, who cares if the number, if they sell more ice cream than they do produce, whatever.
And that's just kind of how the business evolved.
Right, I mean, you're right across from early, it,
And, you know, the other thought I had about it too was like, okay, I mean, they might not be farming that family anyway, and I don't know, like, technically who owns it.
right,
But that family is farming hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of acres of crops,
right,
just not right there. And
Yeah.
that struck me as maybe something that's changing in agriculture. You know,
Mhm.
you don't have your house and 60 acres out back and that's your farm.
right,
It's you're renting land down there. You're swapping land with this person for rotation and that puts you in Deerfield,
yeah,
you know, and so, you know, I think that's kind of a newish thing in.
right,
And I would think that if they were led to know this during the transition, they might have missed that.
Mhm.
I don't think it'd be a problem.
I do think that someone. Somewhere, someone from the town said something to them. And they said, okay, we understand, and they were gonna do something about it, and nothing happened.
There
Now,
also may have been a little transition and.
yes, and that was like. Yeah. They're not just gonna, I think someone said something to them in the summertime. There's no time at that point,
Yeah.
to me, to just all of a sudden start selling produce, so maybe in the spring, the problem's going to resolve itself, but. It was something to just kind of keep on the radar, I guess.
The issue's a zoning issue or?
Yeah, because it's zoned, you know, they technically, there should be selling more vegetables than they are ice cream and food.
Or even, I believe it's even, they're supposed to be growing, even if it was purely produce.
Right,
They're supposed to be growing more than half of what's sold at that site and buying in 49%
Huh.
max.
Isn't ice cream technically a farm product?
But-
They selling ice cream at
Yeah.
milk bottle. So, I just a quick question, is so. If they're asking for you guys to decide. Whether or not they should switch back the zoning to a commercial or residential or.
I don't
get
think they're
more
asking.
money,
I,
Collect more money for the taxes is what it is, right?
Yeah.
Is that the issue?
I don't know that you can just. Flip the switch and rezone it like that either.
No,
I mean, it's not a process.
Take a
Tag or zone.
Right,
Grant-
yeah, exactly,
I think they grant variances,
Mhm.
you
yeah,
know.
I think that's one of the reasons why Jimmy never put that in the APR right there. Because of the creamy. Cause if it was APR, and then there were other stipulations, you can't have this, you can't have that.
yeah.
I think,
You know, like, what farm stand is keeping track that they're growing 51% of what they, I mean,
Right, other farm stands buy other produce from other
sure,
farms.
and
so
I,
this is
yeah, I
a-
think it's pretty common, I think it's just the fact. You know, like, when there was something there, I don't think it bothered anyone, and now that it's very clearly become like the Sugarloaf Frosty.
Right.
And that's not what it was initially. Oh, and to make it even more complicated, like, it was 5J Creamy.
right,
You know, this is not something that like Simorowski started.
Right.
So it's been,
So I think Jimmy on his sign said J Creamy and Farm Stand,
I think so, yeah,
both on it.
right.
They don't have nothing, Farm Stand.
right.
No, I mean, they did for a little while and like, you know, like, I remember you could get you have strawberries from them on ice cream and a milkshake and when they first started, now,
Yeah.
like, I don't frequent there, so I don't.
Yeah.
Don't know, but,
Yeah, and it's kind of like, it's sort of a very big example of sort of an issue. You know, it's the big one that screams if you wanna listen. And there's probably other examples of it as well.
Right.
But this is the one that's kind of egregious, if you will.
I think they should just be reminded again officially.
Right.
That you're gonna do this under this auspices, this is what you're gonna do, because that's what the rules are.
Right.
Because why avoid the issue? You know?
Yeah, well, you know, it sounds like
And then
we,
someone else does it, and they say, well, they do it, so
exactly.
they make it
Right.
clear. And I don't see anything wrong with that.
I mean, you know, and
No,
again, it's not, you know, maybe it's someone from the planning board will reach out
Yeah,
to
that's
Smarowski's and see if they do plan
to do something.
to do more produce, even if it's, you know. I mean,
Yeah, I just think if they made an effort, the problem would just disappear.
Could they
you
just
know?
buy it in?
I don't think, I don't know if anyone would even care if there was just produce available there. I think it would just,
It's the
you know, the
visual.
layperson doesn't think of like, oh, they're selling more ice cream than they are, you know.
Yeah.
It's just like, when there's nothing, it's very obvious. That's.
Well, they got the door closed, so.
Right, so it's like, you know, like,
they roll
or
a
sell,
flag.
sell some pumpkins, so, you know, just make an effort, and I think it's.
There.
So, you know, again, this is not something that, we will not resolve the issue, but we will offer the planning board a perspective from growers about the issue. And maybe be asked to, you know, answer specific questions as well, but we won't, you know, I mean, I don't know what the answer is exactly, other than if they're not gonna go back to growing produce, I guess maybe the town would have to look at a zoning there.
Right.
And let them do what they're doing, and then the neighbors would have a big say in whether that.
Yep.
Went through.
I think that's
Or maybe.
just trying to avoid, I didn't get the impression from Brant that everything needed to be followed to the T. It was more of just, how do we resolve this?
Yeah.
In a, you know, peaceful way, so to speak, just make an effort.
Well, I think it's always better to get out in front of it.
Yeah.
And,
Yeah, it might have been a town, actually, it might have been a town select person who brought this to our attention.
okay. All right, well, so that's just kind of like, keep it in the back of your mind,
Yeah.
maybe we'll have some more information in a month. from
Yeah.
the Planning board, if there's anything they specifically want us to think about, but, you know, keep it in your mind, and if you have any thoughts about it, share them. I mean, it's, I suspect people I don't know what it's like to live next to an ice cream stand. I don't know. You know, after a ball game, there's probably a good bit of traffic,
Yep.
in and out of there. I mean,
There was APR, Olszewski borders with, so brother to it,
yeah,
Zelinski's a public.
right, and it's all just, I mean, it's not. The thing is, like, if somebody. I mean, if somebody were to buy the greenhouse and there's going to, you know, I don't even know if there's anybody in the greenhouse now, they're renovating it, right?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, so if it was gonna be sold. And the person was like, wait a minute, I didn't know I was, you know. This is only an ice cream stand, you know, the fact that the house is gonna be sold is maybe triggering some thinking about.
Could be, yeah, I don't know that, but.
Okay, all right, so it's something
That's why we're the right to farm community.
that's it, we're
Yeah.
the right to eat ice cream.
There's a giant sign that says Simmers Creamery on it, it's pretty.
Pretty evident.
You would think.
Um, puppet show and stuff.
I have a question about APR. So I saw that there was some land going up for sale, APR land for sale. Is that anything that we think about, or is there any chance that the town?
When APR land changes hands, I think there are a couple of. There are a couple of steps that have to happen. I don't recall what they
And
are.
the town has to tie into the new buyer, I believe.
Yes,
And. Um. they can choose, they can, if they can choose the buyer, one over the other.
Right, if there's multiple.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I think that does, okay, the town only has the right of first refusal on
61.
61A. Which, I mean, also may come into play.
Yeah.
If it's APR land, it's almost automatically in 61A if people live big. But maybe. So,
Who puts the land value on the money value on the land? for
I
APR?
believe it depends on when it was APR'd, because the early APR has different rules than the middle APR, and
They all
the
have
current APR has different rules than the other two.
yeah, you end up with an APR contract for your specific site, and then you're bound by that. Sometimes there's public access that has to be maintained and granted.
Oh, so if they're selling, they're bound by whatever their contract was from the beginning.
Right.
Huh.
Right.
And I think at one time. Might have been like the very early, like, couldn't you only resell it for so many dollars an acre? There was like, I always thought there was some type of. Like they could come in and the state or whoever could put like a gap on it, but don't quote me on that, but it's.
What are you aware of that's for sale?
The kitchen garden's got land, they've got like almost 6 acres on, what's the road over
Right
there?
across from
Yeah,
your brother's house.
yeah, yeah, on Christian Lane. that they're-
Oh, yeah,
Yeah, it's like a
Put a
horseshoe.
market,
there's brassica on there, right?
yeah,
Yeah.
Something,
yeah, they got
carrots are there.
carrots, there's carrots right now, Brussels right
Right,
now.
in the back, there's cabbage.
Yeah, and it's adjacent to like 7 or 8 other acres. I think it's like 15 in total, but they're only selling.
Yeah, like Fosti owns this right across my brother's house. Yeah, they came here for the APR a
Yeah,
long time ago.
Yeah.
Garden.
yeah, Tim and Tim, or I don't know if they're.
Karen was the one.
Yeah, there's,
Yeah.
yeah, so they still own it. I don't think that went through when they sold their farm.
Oh,
They
really?
must have kept it, cause it's Tim and
Oh.
Caroline
Oh,
selling.
so
it.
so maybe that's why they're selling it.
Yeah, I guess Kitchen Garden never, the new owners didn't get that land as part of the sale.
Interesting.
Or maybe because it's an APR, it has to be put on the market, but the new owners are gonna buy it. I don't know. I don't know. Thought that was a little weird that it didn't go with the sale of the farm, but maybe Kitchen Garden's gonna scale down a little bit.
Right. Maybe they didn't wanna own APR land.
Possible.
But-
Cause they got rid of that other section across the road too.
Okay,
That was Kitchen Garden ground too.
that's tough. I mean, that land is kind of tough. You know. They really.
It's like a road, you can say, on going down.
Yeah.
Down some, say, on some trees there, or something's heavy ground.
What's that? You
There's like tough, growing anything is tough.
Oh, well, yeah.
I don't see a lot of rocks out there.
No, yeah. The only rocks down in East Whately are ones that were brought there by people from West Whately, yeah, boundary markers.
I remember, yeah, when my father first came to the farm there in the River Road. He tripped over a mound stone.
Yeah.
He said, I thought you didn't say there's no rocks.
I was always such a shock working on a potato harvester when you heard the clink of a rock.
Yeah.
It'd be like, 3 times in a year.
Yeah, what was that?
What's that?
Trying to find a rock to put it as a chalk.
Doorstop or something. Yeah, you can't find or drive a nail in.
I'll say a hammer, they use rocks for to drive in fence posts and stuff like every day.
Yeah. Yeah, there's no hammer in my toolbox. Take up space. So I think that's kind of what I got.
I'm surprised that APR is selling for $6,000 an acre.
That seems awfully cheap. I wonder. Maybe my math is wrong.
Maybe they don't have maybe they don't have any frontage there. That increases the value.
And they might have sectioned out, they might have sectioned out Ralph's house as not part of it.
I would presume they would.
Yeah, so there's no value, that isn't contributing.
So there's no frontage
There's no frontage.
No, you're right. I think there's 50 feet of frontage.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the one that I was just talking
Maybe
about
he's
is on the
too harder
market
to
for
develop.
13,000 an acre.
Yeah, but he's talking about just the APR money,
The.
Oh,
just what they're.
Giving them for the balance, the state.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, we'll have to stay tuned at some point. If they do apply for CPC money in this order cycle, we'll probably be at next meeting. Or maybe have to do. If, we're supposed to sign off on it.
Where it was, where we first came.
So back in the 1980s, that Long Plain Road APR was over 65,000 an acre. Back in.
6,500.
6,500.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'd say.
I'm sorry.
It was a wild time. Yeah, this seems, I suspect it should be closer to twice that.
Yes,
So.
You just don't, I don't think they give out the money that they used to for APR, it's just, there's not. The money's not there, I don't think anymore.
probably that's could be true.
Anyway, whatever the deal is, he said they accepted it. I don't think they were doing it for sort of financial gain so much as just respecting,
Yeah,
Ralph.
sure.
Ralph's
It's
wishes.
might not be that important, so.
I have a clock in my kitchen that was made by Ralph's brother, and it was a wedding present.
Yeah.
Ralph's brother,
Ralph,
yeah,
not Ralph, I don't know what's his name.
I'm
Not
embarrassed.
Bob, it's, you know what you're talking about, so we got one too, cause his son beat one for us.
Oh, did he?
Yeah,
Nice.
Bob did. The heck's his name, that Jim, I know what you're
I
talking.
mean, he passed away a long time ago.
Yeah.
But he used to come by the farm all the time.
This was Ralph's brother?
Yeah, Tony Olszewski.
Yeah, he had a little shop there, right there.
Right. There's the little stream that goes behind, what's that crossroad, Hager Crossroad?
Hager,
Yeah.
I used to fish that,
No, that stream, he had a little paddle wheel he made out there, and it turned an automotive alternator. And then he ran the wires into his shop and charged the battery, and it just kept one light on. And he was like, "I'm not free." He was a crafty, yeah, very.
So who is Jim his brother or Jim Olszewski?
Jimmy
That'd be
is his
his,
son, is his
Yeah,
son.
that'd be his son.
That's Mark's son, right?
Jim and his wife used to
Mark.
horse with me a long time ago. Yeah.
Jim, I think Jim.
He is the first employee of Morris Farms in 1960.
Mark, is Ralph.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
They all live right there.
yeah.
That's a pretty cool claim to fame.
That is a good claim.
Yeah.
I told him, Mary went down, he was a kid next door, up the street. He was sitting on the planter and he and Mary would plant the start for that first nursery.
Wow. Wow. Yeah, the father there started the Seven Oaks, right?
That's right.
Ralph's father.
Oh, wow.
The Seven Oaks was
Seven
named
Oaks.
because of the seven Olszewski
Yeah.
brothers.
Yeah.
I did not know that.
You didn't know that?
No.
Really?
Ralph's family.
Yeah, the seven, right.
Ralph, right, I know, I went to school with one day.
That was a bustling place initially. 7 O's,
Yeah.
Yeah, 7 homes.
probably the cops were there all the time.
It's not very tucked away. It's
Yeah.
pretty out in the open, but used to frequent it when it was snowsies. But,
Yeah.
but when you like to sing and drink and you own the bars, didn't last very long.
Yeah.
Well, the 7 O's is the only bar that had a 2 o'clock license.
Yeah,
Morning, they
Yeah.
were packed at 1 o'clock in the morning,
that's
so you
right.
can get in there.
Is there a move to adjourn?
There's a move to adjourn.
Second,
All right, it is